In a quiet valley, surrounded by tall, whispering pines, there lived a young girl named Naeli. She was known in her tribe as the listener of the night, for she could hear things others could not. The way the river hummed beneath the surface, the way the wind carried memories, the way the trees sighed after a long day. But there was one voice Naeli had never heard, the voice of the moon. Every night she sat by the riverbank, her feet dangling above the cool water, her eyes fixed on the pale circle of light above. She whispered softly, that night was different. The moon shone brighter than usual, so bright that the water lit up like liquid silver. The air stilled. The forest paused. Even the river slowed its song. Then Naeli heard it, a voice soft as drifting snow, warm as a grandmother's hand, ancient as the stars. Naeli, the girl froze. The voice continued, "Tonight, I will tell you a story woven in light, a story only a listener of the night can hear." The moon's glow grew even softer, wrapping her in warm silver light like a comforting blanket. Naeli closed her eyes, and the moon began to speak. "Long before your people walked these lands," the moon whispered, "there was only darkness." Naeli felt herself floating, drifting through an endless space, like a leaf carried by a gentle breeze. But darkness was not empty, the moon said. It dreamed. In that dream, a single spark appeared, a tiny point of light, fragile yet determined. The moon continued. That spark became me. Naeli saw a glowing sphere form, first the size of a pebble, then of a stone, and finally the soft, glowing moon she knew. But the newborn moon felt lonely in the vast, silent darkness. So she sang, a soft lullaby that drifted across the emptiness. From her song, new sparks awakened. The stars, thousands of them, millions, lighting up the sky one by one. "This is how light was born," the moon whispered, "not from power, but from loneliness seeking company." The stars twinkled warmly around Naeli, their glow comforting like the eyes of old friends. Then the moon spoke again, "Let me show you more." And the vision changed. The air around Naeli shifted, becoming cool and flowing. She found herself standing beside a long shimmering river made entirely of light. "This is the river of dreams," the moon said. "Every dream flows through here before it reaches a sleeping heart." Naeli watched as glowing bubbles floated down the river, each one containing a different dream. A child learning to run, a mother holding her baby, a hunter remembering a lost friend, a wolf dreaming of the stars, a tree dreaming of rain. Each dream passed her gently like drifting lanterns. "Dreams are not random," the moon whispered. "They are messages from the heart to the spirit, from the spirit to the universe." Naeli dipped her hand into the river. Warm light wrapped around her fingers. The moon said softly, "And you, Naeli, you listen with a heart open enough to hear the dream of the world itself. The light around her thickened, becoming softer, slower, more soothing. Her breathing matched the rhythm of the river, in and out, slow, gentle, peaceful. The moon's voice lowered like a lullaby. Let this river calm your heart. And Nayeli rested beside the glowing water, feeling her worries melt away. Hour 4, the moon's third story, the sleep of the earth after a long, quiet pause. The moon spoke again. Let me tell you how the earth learned to sleep. Nayeli saw a massive, ancient creature, not quite a bear, not quite a mountain, a being made of earth, moss, and stone. It moved slowly, so slowly that trees grew upon its back. This was the first sleeper, the moon said, a guardian who carried the dreams of the land. The sleeper walked across the world, gathering the exhaustion of rivers, the worries of winds, the aches of mountains. And when it became too heavy, the sleeper rested, falling into a deep slumber. As it slept, its breath became seasons, its heartbeat became weather, its dreams became forests. When the earth sleeps, the moon whispered, the world heals. Nayeli felt a gentle heaviness, not the heaviness of sadness, but the heaviness of rest, soft, comforting, pulling her slowly toward sleep. But she stayed awake enough to listen, as the moon said, "And you, child, you must learn to rest the way the earth rests, with trust." The night deepened, the stars dimmed slightly. Everything became slower. The silver glow around Nayeli brightened one last time. Nayeli, the moon, said gently, "You have listened with an open heart." The forest around her reappeared, quiet, peaceful, bathed in nightlight. The moon continued, "When someone listens this deeply, the moon gives them a gift." A small beam of light drifted down, landing softly in Nayeli's hands. It was warm, soft, beating like a tiny heart. "This light is yours," the moon whispered. "A piece of my first spark, to guide you, protect you, and remind you that even in darkness, you are never alone." Nayeli held the light close to her chest. It pulsed, gently matching her breathing. The moon's voice grew faint, like a lullaby drifting away on the wind. "Sleep now, listener of the night. Sleep under my light, and dream with peace." The world faded into soft silver. The river hummed. The pines swayed slowly. The night wrapped itself around her like a warm blanket. Nayeli lay down in the grass, the moonlit spark glowing beside her. Her eyes closed gently. Her breath deepened, and slowly, peacefully, softly, she drifted into sleep. The moon watched over her, silent, tender, eternal, and the story continued in her dreams. The night was still young as Nayeli walked deeper into the silent valley. The soft glow of the moon followed her like a gentle companion. Its silver light spilled across the quiet earth, lighting her footsteps, guiding her path, comforting her heart. The wind was soft, the trees whispered slowly, and the moon above seemed to watch over her, lovingly, patiently. as if waiting for her to understand something deeper, something ancient. She held the moonstone feather close to her chest. Its faint white glow warmed her palms. It was not bright, just a soft pulse, like the calm rhythm of a sleeping heart. As Nayeli moved forward, she began to hear a soft hum. It came from nowhere and everywhere, a low, peaceful vibration. Like the earth itself was breathing with her. She whispered, "Moon spirit, I'm here, I'm listening." And the moon answered her, not in words, but in a gentle shimmering of its light. A soft wave, like a smile made of moonbeams. After a long, slow walk, Nayeli reached a lake she had never seen before. A lake so calm, so perfectly still, that it looked like a giant mirror resting in the valley. The moon reflected across its surface like a glowing pathway, stretching from the center of the lake straight toward her feet. Nayeli knelt down. She touched the water gently with her fingertips, and it rippled like liquid light. The lake responded. The moon's reflection shimmered and shifted, forming shapes, symbols. A soft, serene voice rose from the water, not frightening, not loud, just peaceful, like a grandmother telling a story beside a warm fire. Child of the earth, step into the reflection and know the truth that sleeps inside you. Nayeli took a deep breath, her heart calm, her spirit steady. She stepped forward. Her feet touched the water, but instead of sinking, she felt the surface harden beneath her. She walked across the lake of silver silence, as if walking on a floor of moonlight. At the center of the lake, the world shifted around Nayeli. The sky deepened into a darker shade of blue. The stars grew brighter, warmer, closer. Everything felt calmer, slower, as if time itself was resting. A glowing doorway appeared in front of her, a doorway made not of wood or stone, but pure moonlight. She stepped through it. Instantly, she was surrounded by memories, not hers, but the moon's. She saw visions of ancient tribes sitting under the night sky, children laughing as fireflies danced around them, elders sharing stories that drifted into the stars, the moon listening silently, lovingly, always watching over them. Then she saw another vision, a young girl with long black hair, standing alone under the moonlight, crying softly. The moon whispered, "That child was me watching over you, Nayeli." Her breath caught, her eyes softened. She had always felt a strange comfort under the night sky, a warmth she couldn't explain. Now she understood. The moon had been with her all her life. The vision faded into a gentle white glow. Then a soft voice said, "You are never alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone." The moonlight thickened around Nayeli, wrapping her like a warm blanket. Her breathing slowed, her shoulders relaxed, her mind settled into a deep, peaceful calm. The moon spirit spoke again. "Take this calm into your heart. Carry it home. Share it with your people. Let your voice be a soft wind that quiets troubled hearts. A white glowing orb formed in front of Nayeli's soft, smooth, peaceful, a gift from the moon. It floated gently into her chest and dissolved into her heart. Nayeli didn't feel overwhelmed. She felt lighter, safer, wrapped in tranquility. The moon spirit whispered, "Whenever fear rises, whenever doubt clouds your path, just breathe, and I will speak again." The lake brightened, the doorway reopened, the valley returned. Nayeli walked back across the silver lake. The moonlight faded slowly behind her, like a gentle lullaby ending its final note. The wind sighed softly through the valley. The grass swayed in slow, rhythmic waves. Everything felt calmer than before, more peaceful, more alive. Nayeli pressed a hand to her heart. The moon's tranquility sat inside her like a sleeping star, warm, quiet, eternal. She looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thank you, moon spirit. I will listen. I will remember." The moon glowed brighter for a moment, a soft, shimmering acknowledgement. Then the night grew quiet again, peaceful, perfect, and Nayeli began her slow walk home under the gentle, protective glow of the moon. The sun rose gently over the quiet village. The elders stepped outside their homes, stretching slowly, breathing the fresh morning air without worry, without fear. Everyone felt rested, strangely rested, as if the entire village had slept under a warm, protective blanket. One by one, people approached Nayeli. "Your presence feels peaceful," they told her. "You walked with the moon," the children whispered, eyes wide with wonder. Nayeli only smiled softly. "I listened to the night," she said calmly, "and the night listened back." But as the morning grew brighter, a shift moved through the wind. It was subtle, soft, like the first ripple on still water. Birds flew lower. Tree leaves turned their silver side outward. The air thickened ever so slightly. Elder Suni approached Nayeli again, her expression gentle, but her eyes knowing. "A storm is coming, child." Nayeli nodded slowly. She had felt it too, not in the air, but in her heart. The moon spirit's gift pulsed faintly, reminding her that her journey was far from over. As the day passed, the wind grew heavier, moving through the trees like a slow warning. Nayeli walked into the surrounding forest, seeking the silence she had found in her journey. The tall cedars bent slightly toward her, their branches swaying like gentle arms. A deep calm settled inside her. She placed her hands on the bark of an ancient tree and listened. For a long moment there was only stillness. Then a soft, deep voice rose from within the wood grain itself, not loud, not frightening, just old, very old. "Little moon child," the tree whispered, "the sky will test your village, but you carry the night within you. Your calm is stronger than the storm." Nayeli's breathing slowed further. Her heartbeat softened. "I'm ready," she whispered. The tree creaked gently, almost like a nod. Remember, people fear the wind because they forget that it passes. Naeli pressed her forehead against the bark. Let the forest's ancient peace flow through her, and then walked back to the village. The storm clouds gathered at the horizon, dark but slow, waiting, watching. As dusk approached, the villagers gathered in the central circle. The sky dimmed early, painted in deep shades of violet and gray. The wind brushed across the earth in long, heavy breaths. Parents held their children close. Elders leaned on carved wooden staffs. Everyone waited silently. Naeli stepped into the center. Her presence brought a wave of calm like ripples moving across water. Elder Suni spoke. Naeli has walked with the moon. She carries its peace in her heart. Tonight she will guide us. Soft murmurs flowed through the group. They trusted her, not because of her journey, but because they could feel her calm. It spread from her like a slow, warm tide. Naeli lifted the moonstone feather. Its glow shimmered faintly in the dim light. Then the moon spirit's voice drifted gently into her mind. Be the quiet in their fear. She closed her eyes and inhaled deeply. Night fell. The moon hid behind thick clouds. Rain began as a faint drizzle, then a steady whisper, then a long, rhythmic patter. The storm arrived slowly, deliberately, like a giant settling into its seat. Thunder rolled in the distance, soft at first, then deeper. Wind pressed against the village homes, moaning through the tiny gaps in wooden walls. Children trembled. Mothers held sleeping babies tighter. But Naeli stepped forward and knelt on the wet earth. She placed both hands on the ground and breathed deep, slow, steady. The moon spirit's tranquility pulsed outward, a soft, glowing wave moving gently through the village. Wind softened, thunder quieted, fear melted. Even the rain fell more softly, as though respecting the calm she carried. Elder Suni whispered, "You are the stillness, child." And Naeli remained perfectly calm as the storm circled the valley, but did not harm the village. Hours passed. The storm rumbled, shifted, lost its strength, and near midnight the clouds slowly parted. A single beam of moonlight broke through the sky. Then another. Then the full moon revealed itself, bright and glowing, clear and present, as if it had been watching the whole time. The light fell directly on Naeli. Her eyes slowly opened. A soft voice, warm as a grandmother's hand, filled her heart. "You did well, Moonkeeper." The title washed over her like a gentle wave. She was no longer just Naeli. She was the keeper of calm, the carrier of moonlight, the child chosen to soothe fear wherever it lived. The entire village came out to stand under the peaceful moon. Naeli stood slowly, her face glowing with soft silver light. The moonlight grew brighter, forming a soft halo around Naeli. Elder Suni guided the villagers to sit in a wide circle around her. Everyone closed their eyes. The air was silent, peaceful, still. The moon's spirit spoke one final time tonight. Her voice deep, soft, ancient. Where there is fear, bring calm. Where there is darkness, bring gentle light. Where souls tremble, let them rest in your presence. Nayeli lifted the moonstone feather high. It glowed brighter than ever before. Its white light drifted outward like floating petals of calm. Each person breathed deeper, fell into a soothing trance, and felt fear leave their body. The entire village entered a deep, peaceful silence. A silence that healed, a silence that lasted long after the moon began to set. Morning returned, soft, golden, quiet. The storm was gone. The earth shimmered with fresh rain. Birds welcomed the sun with gentle song. The villagers awoke, refreshed, clear-minded, and deeply peaceful. They gathered around Nayeli, touching her shoulders, her hands, her arms, not to worship her, but to thank her. You brought the night's calm, they said. You guided us, the children whispered. You carry the moon in your heart, Elder Suni said softly. Nayeli simply smiled. The moon spirit whispered one last time that morning. Your journey is complete, but your gift remains. Nayeli looked at the sky, the fading moon, the rising sun, and felt at peace. A deep, lasting peace that would stay with her for the rest of her life, and spread to everyone who crossed her path.